alaikum and welcome back to Ahlulbait live on Ahlulbait TV, the first Islamic TV station broadcasting the teachings of the Holy Progeny alayhim salam in English throughout the UK. And our topic today is women in Islam. If you want to call in, you can call 0208 963 1001. That's 0208 963 1001. I'm Rebecca Masterton and we have with us Syed Raza Rizvi, who's here to answer your questions. It would be good if you could keep them kind of close to the topic, inshallah, but if you have any other questions, they're welcome as well. So now another question that I have is to do with the respect between men and women, Muslim men and women today. We find sometimes that the way that sisters and brothers address each other or interact with each other is not always completely respectful, or there seems to be a slight lack of kind of adab towards each other. And I wanted to ask, is it important to have kind of classical Islamic adab between men and women now, or are we in modern times and we can kind of speak a bit more kind of directly to each other?
I think one must respect the Islamic manners and the outline that the Holy Prophet and the Imams have given. I think it applies to all times and not only just to the time of the Holy Prophet. Islam is a complete way of life. And the verse that came down in the time of the Holy Prophet, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum, we have completed your religion for you today. So Islam has become a complete religion. So the change is modernization, which the Christianity took over. Now they're regretting because it is finishing off their religion and the churches are being sold. So that sort of modernization where you are adapting new ways of life, I think will be quite dangerous in and I think it has affected many Muslims. So I think that those sort of manners must be respected. How you address each other, how you communicate, how you look at each other. قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ غُضُّوا أَبْصَارَهُم. You know, the Holy Prophet is said by the Almighty, tell the mu'mineen, or tell the believer men to put down their gaze. And, you know, their sight should be lowered down, and likewise women. So those sort of manners are very highly respected in every society, and Islam does not does not wish for us to leave them.
Yeah.
We should not be compromising on the Islamic teachings in terms of Islamic ethics and Islamic manners. So I think an outline, there's a very thin line where what is allowed and what is not allowed in terms of modernization. The so-called term modernization.
Yeah. I mean, also, I wonder if nowadays we could apply the term lower the gaze even to the way that communication is done online, because a lot of us are not communicating together face to face.
Very good. I think the hijab itself is not just for women, it is for both men and women. It is not only just of sight, it is of ears, it is of your tongue, the words you use. And if you're not communicating directly over the phone, how you make your voice, فَيَطْمَنْ الَّذِي فِي قَلْبِهِ مَرَضٍ. The Quran says, do not talk in such a way where you're attracting the one who has evil in his heart. So that all should be considered. And I think when you're typing or when you are chatting online, likewise the wording has to be seen where you're not giving the wrong message. The respect should not be lost. Will you accept that sort of wording? If your own daughter was doing it, or your own son was doing it, then you shouldn't be talking like that to others. So I think that should be, that's a very good point that you have actually come up with, that when you're chatting online, and likewise using the modern equipment, that should be kept in mind.
Inshallah. We just had a caller coming in that was asking in relation to the topic about what she should do. Her husband is seeking a divorce, but she doesn't want a divorce. I imagine that probably a lot of women in the world are experiencing this. Is there anything she can do to prevent her husband from getting the divorce?
A very important controversial question. What should a woman do in avoiding a divorce? There is a larger population of women, and I do not wish to encourage this, but I must say that when a woman is divorced, even though that the Western world says that it is easier for them to get married again, but even then it is, even in the Western world, it's not acceptable for widows and for divorcees. Islam had actually brought in the second marriage. Mainly, if you look at the Holy Prophet's wives, leave one or two, all the others are either widows or divorcees. So it was a protection for all of those women from different tribes that he married them for, and likewise the imams. So I think if it is for another woman or something, then she should first of all try and reconcile and see why is he divorcing her. You know, if it is because of her mistakes, she's being too demanding or whatever, then she should try and tell him that, okay, from my side you will not face this problem. If it is something from his path which she cannot stand, then she should try and have patience, and Allah will pay her off for that patience. And sometimes allow him to say, okay, fine, if you think that you're getting married again, then for the sake of children, do not divorce, and usually he'll come back, you know, from that relationship. It is sad to see these sort of things happening. It disturbs me greatly, and when these sort of cases come, I'm really, you know, I usually personally and emotionally get involved. So I wish not to. You know, the society itself is destroying its whole pillar, which is based on family and married life. You know, you do not choose your relations. Your parents are, you're born from those parents, your brothers and sisters. Every relationship is given to you. You choose one relationship. And Allah says, I put in the blessing of love. That is the husband and wife. It is so pure, and people destroy it. When two people are getting married, it is seen by the angels from the paradise, from the heavens. And they look down, they say, Ya Allah, why is there so much light? They say it is a couple getting married. And the day they get divorced, they say, why is there hellfire on earth? They say it is not hellfire. There is a couple getting divorced. That's why it looks like fire to them. You know, like the stars shine for us, there is a house with peace and tranquility in it, with a couple living, you know, with harmony. And when they get divorced, it is like hellfire for the angels. So it is highly discouraged. They shouldn't.
Yeah, and the issue again, inshallah, that we can talk about more, it comes down to also communication. A lot of problems happen with lack of communication. We have a caller coming in now. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, well, my name is Abbas Ali Raza. Yes, well, I mean, first of all, I want to thank the whole team of the Ahlulbait TV. I mean, you are doing excellent job.
Thank you, thank you.
And well, I would like to ask the question: what is the benefit of reciting the Ziyarat Ashura, please?
Thank you for your question. What is the benefit of reciting Ziyarat Ashura?
Well, inshallah, in this world there are many benefits. That the success in your life and determination is because of, you know, the revolution that Imam Islam performed. That would be found in your life, that you will always be